Rainy Alone at Night Horror Stories. Story 1. The Drenched Stranger. The rain fell in torrents as Emily hurried along the deserted streets, her footsteps echoing against the pavement. She clutched her coat tighter around her, feeling the chill seeping into her bones. As she turned a corner, she saw a figure huddled beneath a flickering streetlight. A shiver ran down her spine as she quickened her pace, but curiosity got the better of her. Approaching cautiously, Emily called out, "Are you okay?" The figure lifted its head, revealing a face obscured by shadows. "Please help me," it whispered, its voice barely audible over the rain. Emily hesitated, her instincts urging her to run, but something about the stranger's plea tugged at her heartstrings. Against her better judgment, she moved closer, extending a hand to offer assistance. That's when she saw it, the glint of something metallic in the stranger's hand. With horror, Emily realized too late the danger she was in. The last thing she heard was the sound of her own scream, lost amidst the pounding rain. Story 2. The Whispering Rain. Jake trudged through the rain-soaked streets, the weight of the world heavy on his shoulders. He had lost track of time as he wandered aimlessly, the rain serving as a constant reminder of his solitude. As lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the darkness, Jake spotted an old, dilapidated building looming in the distance. Curiosity piqued, he approached cautiously, the sound of rain masking his footsteps. The building seemed to beckon him closer, its windows dark and foreboding. Ignoring the warning bells ringing in his mind, Jake pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. The interior was suffused with an eerie stillness, broken only by the sound of rain drumming against the roof. Jake felt a chill run down his spine as he heard a faint whispering echoing through the empty halls. It seemed to call to him, promising secrets long forgotten. Unable to resist, Jake followed the sound, each step echoing like a death knell in the silence. But as he reached the source of the whispers, he recoiled in horror. For in the dim light he saw the faces of those who had come before him, their eyes empty and accusing. With a cry of terror, Jake turned and fled into the night, the rain serving as a cruel reminder of the darkness that lurked within. Story 3. The Phantom Hitchhiker. As Tom drove along the rain-drenched highway, his mind wandered to thoughts of home and hearth. The storm raged outside, the windshield wipers barely able to keep up with the deluge. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a figure standing by the side of the road, thumb outstretched. Curiosity piqued, Tom slowed to a stop, rolling down the window to offer assistance. The figure stepped closer, revealing a face obscured by shadows. "Need a ride?" Tom asked, his voice barely audible over the rain. The figure nodded silently, climbing into the passenger seat without a word. As they drove on in silence, Tom couldn't shake the feeling of unease that settled over him. Something about the stranger seemed off, as if they didn't belong in this world. Suddenly, the figure turned to him, its eyes flashing with an otherworldly light. With a scream, Tom slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt on the rain-slicked road. But when he turned to look, the passenger seat was empty, the figure nowhere to be found. With a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach, Tom realized he had just picked up a phantom hitchhiker, and now he would never be the same. Story 4. The Haunting Melody. As Lily walked through the rain-soaked park, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The sound of raindrops falling against the leaves filled her ears, muffling her footsteps as she moved deeper into the darkness. Suddenly she heard it, a haunting melody drifting through the air, carried on the wind. It seemed to beckon her closer, its siren song pulling at her heartstrings. Against her better judgment, Lily followed the sound, each step bringing her deeper into the heart of the park. As she rounded a bend in the path, she saw it. A figure standing beneath a gnarled oak tree, its back turned to her. The melody grew louder, more insistent, filling Lily with a sense of dread. With trembling hands, she called out, "Who's there?" The figure turned slowly, revealing a face twisted with malice. Lily recoiled in horror as she realized the truth. She had stumbled upon a ghostly apparition, trapped in this realm by forces beyond her understanding. With a scream, Lily turned and ran, the melody fading into the distance behind her. But as she fled through the rain-soaked park, she couldn't shake the feeling that the haunting melody would follow her wherever she went. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please subscribe and turn on notifications to support the channel.